and welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pup Quilt Shop, and we're working on block 10 of our 2017 Christmas quilt, and we're so excited to get close to the end. We really, really are. Okay, this one is another paper piecing, but it's a bell. It's good. It's easy. It's all right. I've chosen golds, tans, browns, and blues. More of the darker to medium blues. I didn't really choose any lights. But I did choose a lot of between the tans and the browns and the golds and so on and so forth. I used whatever little bits and bobs that were left over from the tree skirt. I ripped off a few of those that we can incorporate into the bell because I really like that gold and the blue. It ties really well together. So this is what we're doing. This is my square. We're going to be attaching it on. It's just a white, you can use cream, a light blue, anything like that for whatever you'd like to do. It's 11.5 by 11, okay, and I'm going to place my bell on there once it's finished. And then here's another couple of few pieces that are the holly leaves and the top of the bell, or a berry, I'm assuming, because I cut it out as red. And I also just used a scrappy bit left over from the tree skirt, just like that. You see that with the Thailand fabric there. And so I just chose to, reduce, reuse, recycle, use everything a little bit you got, right? And then, of course, there's the bottom of the bell here, which I just chose some cream with a little bit of gold. It's got a little bit of snowflake there. And I did one of the holly leaves already. Okay, that kind of would represent sort of that one. You do your own thing. You can have your own style to it. I have two more green ones here. I decided to choose 3 different greens. Why not? So, and these are leftover bits from the tree skirt. So nothing gets wasted around here. We try not to anyways. Okay, so we'll put all our little pieces over there, and hopefully I didn't lose anything. Oh, there we go. That's there. Okay, so you just applique these pieces on to your center, and we're going to build out the bell right now, okay? So your centerpiece, of course, I would love to have something like this to be the center. So that's what we're going to work on. I have to refresh my memory here of how I actually had a paper piece. It's been a little while. I think I'm just going to try and cut more of a square piece to go into that square section right here, right? Choose more of the goldy and the bluey part, not necessarily the green. Not saying that the green isn't good, but I mean, if you chose to do yellow and green, red and white, whatever. I just chose 2 colors, like per se, like the tones of, you can do whatever you like after that. Okay, so we just want to cover that up. And of course, our next piece would be 2. And I thought to myself, how would I like to build this bell out? So I thought if I did a tan and a blue and a tan and a blue and just kind of flipped and flopped, whatever number it said next, even though if they may be beside each other or next to, around the bin or something, I was just going to choose to do that. So that's why we're going to do it, and hopefully it works out pretty darn cool. Okay, I just want to make sure that's covered. I really have a big excessive piece there, so let's just trim it a little bit more. A little bit more, give a bit a haircut. Okay, and now we need to choose our second piece, which is a blue. And of course we can choose anything. I chose, here's other bits and bobs left over from the tree skirt. Let's try this blue, okay? I know it's really big, but I have the bobs in bits to use, so I'm gonna use them. Make sure that's covering that seam allowance right there, okay? And I'm just choosing to use a white thread, nothing too exciting. Wake up Mr. Nomi here. He was having some technical difficulties before, but he seems to be running much better now. A little bit of love and care. Now make sure you have enough to overlap. You want to give yourself a seam allowance, right? You don't want to shortchange yourself. Okay, and then just stop up in the corner. And this pattern should be available in the show more or for more or whatever have yous at the bottom part of this video, the description and stuffs. All that important stuffs. Okay. Oh, a little shy on the top there. Maybe it'll still work. Okay. All right. Okay. We may even still be able to use those, so don't toss them off to the side. Yes, I am frugal. That's just whose I am. Okay, so now And we'll always trim. You'll always end up trimming. There's lots of stuff to trim. Okay, so now we want to go with piece number 3, which we're just going to fold right on the line, right on that line. Use my beautiful new ruler, which is a great size for such projects. And I realized that 1/4 inch is 2 notches, 2 little tiny square sections right in, and then boom, 1/4 inch. I love it. Love it. Okay, so we're going to fold that, and now I know, since I have gold blue, I want to choose a goldy, tanny, sort of whatever color to go in the representation of that next spot, okay? And I grabbed from the Christmas bucket and some of my own little stash and went from there. I figured out. We're figured out. It's all good. It's not rocket science, right? It's all good. All right, now line her up and sew on the line. Do a little 2 or 3 stitch back stitch just to make her all keeping together. Okay, so there we go. Well, it would be going that way, but we're building it. Okay, so 4 is up on the top here. So we're gonna take it and fold on the 4, and then use my beautiful new ruler. Actually, you should probably do some pressing around here. What? What's with that? We don't want to get depressed around here. Oh, you mean pressing? I don't know why I don't. It's like ironing, you know, it's like shirts and pants and who wants to do that? Not me. All right. Okay, let's fold on the 4. Flip this over. Put my little 2 notchers right. It's so easy to line this up. I was loving it earlier. I thought, oh, I was using it for something else. I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was, I don't know, working on a bit of the trees and prepping for tomorrow. So I was trying to get a red one done so you could see at least 2 of them together. And yeah, and it was like, oh, well, this is super easy. I'm loving this ruler. All right, so now we're going to do 5. It was a lovely birthday gift. Line her up, trim her down. Okay, so we just did a gold, so we want to pick another blue, light, dark, whatever calls your name. Let's see what we got going on in here. I just chose a couple. Here, let's choose this one. There we go. All right, so let's go line that up. We're just lining it up really nice, just with that edge we just trimmed up, and making sure when flipped. So let's say let's pretend we just stitched a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're flipping it up. It comes above that point right there. We got enough. We got enough for that 4. We're happy with it. I know it seems a little bit excessive sometimes to think of wasting the fabric, but look at all the bits I've already used from other projects, right? So, and if you don't use it, the kindergartens and, you know, little church goers love it, you know, the little ones. They have all sorts of fun stuff with this. A glue stick and a paper, and they're like happy for hours. Like you cannot be happy for hours. All right, so now we're gonna fold on the 5 and trim off whatever we do not need. Okay, on the 5, and of course we want to bring a tan or a gold or what have you. Let's keep those ones off to the side. Let's mix it up. We got some bits and bobs going on here. We can mix it up. Like I said, I don't know how it's going to look. I'm hoping it's going to look pretty. If you don't like it, then feel free to choose to do it any way you like. Pick a 3-tone, pick a 5-tone, whatever you like. I just kind of thought, oh, this will be kind of pretty, and tie in those few colors. Sometimes they're not always so Christmassy, like red, white, and green. You know, there's always seem to be the main Christmas colors. Okay, we'll trim off a little bit of this because we know need all of that. See, 5 was really tiny, but I still wanted to make sure when flipped, it was going to cover that mark. Okay, so now we need 6. So now we're working right there, number 6. Okay, so we're just going to fold on that line and trim off. Line it up. Those 2 little pegs go right on the edge of the paper and done. All right, so now we need a little bit more blue. Let's try another blue. Let's do a little bit of this. Is this Starkey stuff? Yeah, let's do this. It's probably a bit more than what we need. What do we need? We just need, oh, a tiny wee smidgens. Okay, let's do that. Line them up. Doo-doo-doo. So much fun doing these projects. Had a blast, and I can't wait to finish the Christmas quilt. The other tree skirt literally just needs like another 5% finished on it, and it is done, and then the binding can get on it, and I'll do it black like I did the last one, or the first one, and then it gets drawn for. Very excited. Hopefully you have all the words. Okay, so that is 6 we just finished. We're trying to look, oh, for 7's on the bottom. Okay, let's fold it on that line. Trim up all our little accessy bubsty here. Okay. Secret word for week 10 is and, A-N-D, and we need a tan color to finish this bit. Oh, this one actually has little ornaments and stuff on it. I thought that would be kind of cool. It's not, it has a little bit of green and red and stuff, and I don't care. It's it'll be cool. Okay, so 7. All right. There's just a few more words left. Just week 11 and week 12. And then I think we're drawing the week after that, right? Or a few days after, one day after? Few days after. Bob says a few days after that. So you don't have a lot of time to get in your words. Okay, it's no lollygaggling going on around here. You better get your words in ASAP as soon as the 12th one's out. Okay? I would hate for you to have to miss out, or for you to miss out on an opportunity to win yourself an awesome tree skirt that we made here at the quilt shop. All right, so number 8, we need blue. Don't be blue, just grab some blue. All right, that should be more than enough. It looks actually kind of cool. I like how it's going so far. All right, and just line her up. And of course, if you wanted to make yours a bigger bell, then you would use the blow up attachment or blow up feature on your printer or whatever to make it a little bit bigger. I'm having it so it pretty much sits center in the square. It's not going to go, you know, it looks even. It looks even enough. Okay, so 8 is done, working on 9. Let's right back up at the top here. So we're just kind of circulating the colors all the way around. Lining up, trimming, come on you, and grabbing a goldy tan color. So I did pick some gingerbread men. I think I'm gonna use this piece right here, right now. It had some stars in it, and of course the tans and browns with the gingerbread men. I thought it was really cute. You probably won't even be able to catch a gingerbread man in this, but maybe I can position a little bit over so I can help it. We'll see. If not, we know what we can use. The tool of thread destruction. Yeah, I think we might get ourselves maybe a half a gingerbread man out of that. Okay. All right, so that's 9. 10 is already all the way over on the other side here, so we want to make sure we're folding on that line. Cutting off any excess. We can always put that into the possible next bell pile. You know, you may love this bell and want to do 12 of them, or, you know, put them as cornerstones or something like that, or I don't know, whatever. That's up to you. Okay. Okay, so that was brownish, and let's go blue. Do a nice solid dark here for 10. Okay, let's just even the under fabrics out, so you're not getting any wackadoodle folds. I had a sewing student here the other night. Actually, her and her sister were here. It was so funny. She goes, "How fast can the machine go?" So I turned it all the way up, and I said, "Put your foot right down at the bottom." She's like, "Yeah." I go, "Just do it." She's like, "Ooh!" Her eyes lit up. It was so funny. "That's fast." I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I can't control it," because the fabric was going all over the place, right? Because she was really just watching the speed of the needle going instead of anything else. It made me laugh so hard. Her and her sister and I were laughing. Super fast. She goes, "Do you sew like that all the time?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, I think I wowed them." Wowed them with my uber sewing skills. Okay, I like a bit more of this gold. I'm going to make sure it gets back in there. So we're making it number 11. Okay, it's got a little bit more of a green fleck to it, but that's okay. It's tying all the colors together. So this is 11 line I'm stitching on right now. Okay, and then we're going to flip that. And then 12 is over here right beside 8. It's just kind of going around, framing it and circling it all in the same time, very much like the gingerbread men, which is in the pile here. It really gives it that lovely twisty effect. Okay. All right, 12. Okay, what did we just use? Your gold, so we need some more blue. Let's do a little bit of stripy blue. Well, she's got a little paisley, leafy, swirly thingy on it, so not necessarily stripy. It's something pretty. Okay, we don't need it all the way up to there, but we do want to make sure it does coincide with the corner and the flip. I've discovered a new appreciation for paper piecing, I have to say. You can get such precise corners and pristine looking blocks with the paper piecing. I mean, there's just no word about it. You know, if you really want to try it, then just go for it. Okay, what was that? 12, so we want 13. 13's over here on the back side of the bell. Line that up and give it a trim. And since that was blue, we want to use gold. Oh, let's do the stars. Let's see the stars. And of course, that has a bit of burgundy and a bit of gold and a bit of green. So that's why I didn't mind picking some of those other little colors to kind of coincide with the blue and the gold. It's like a little secondary color. Okay, so that's 13. 14's all the way up at the top here. So let's just give this a trim so we're not flipping and flopping with the extra for the moment. And 14 is right above 9, so let's give this a little trim. Okay, get all these little bits and bobs out of the way. We don't need them. And of course, he was, what we worked on there, so we need blue. And let's go. Have I not used the blue yet? I think I got all my blues. No, I don't think I'd use this. Is that going to be big enough? If I trim that, it will. Okay. You can tell I have my paper cutting scissors blade on. It's always missing in a couple of spots. Okay, make sure that's going to be lined up. And when flipped, sometimes with those angled pieces where it's more of a bigger, wider end of the bottom of the triangle and a really tiny, tiny point of the tip, do a little flip. Do a little flip over to make sure it's going to come up to the top of that tip of that 14 and go all the way down to the tip there. So just better to be safe than sorry, you know. That's it. And the seam ripper is your best friend. And some days you don't want it to be your best friend. You want the glass of wine to be the best friend. Right? Right. Okay, so that's 14. And flippity-doo, 14. All right, 15 should be, oh, right above it. All right. There we go. Now fold on that line. All the way down, edge to edge. Line this up here. Put my little double line right on my paper fold. Scoot my bobs out of the way. Grab me some gold, which I'm going to use as gingerbread man. I love these gingerbread man fabric. Makes me hungry for gingerbread man cookies, which is not necessarily a good thing, because I am a baker too. I loves to bake. All right. But hopefully somebody else will be baking, because tomorrow's my birthday. And it'll be live streaming. So hopefully you guys will come along to we're just going to make some more of the Christmas tree and hang out and have some tea and maybe some cake and some cookies if I have to make them myself or something. We're going to have some snacks. All right, 15. All right, now let's cut a bit of this extra off because we clearly don't need it. 15, we go 16, right next to 15. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting close. Okay, so that's 16, and of course we need blue. So let's go back to our solid blue. So yeah, I like that one, because we just had a tiny little triangle of that there. So let's see if this piece fits. Oh, looks like one of the threads got a little snaggled there. Snaggled, is that a word? All right. All the way down. It comes all the way down to pretty much the top of 12 or 12 of 13, okay? All right, look at our bell. It's coming together. Isn't it beautiful? I'm happy I chose those color choices and in the way I decided to do them. All right, so 17 really finishes off this one side of the bell. And then we're working on the other side and then the bottom end. And then bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, we're done. All right, so 17, of course, we want some sort of a goldy fabric. We haven't, ooh, yeah, there we go. I love this one. It's got a little bit of holly and a little bit of ribbon on it. Okay. Do-do-do. All right, line that up the best you can. I know sometimes paper piecing seems like a bit of an intimidating task, but really, you just kind of practice those few little things of making sure you're placing it, flipping, checking, so on and so forth, and it's something you can easily master. So there's one side of the bell already done. Okay, so 17, we need to go on to that from 18, which is all the way back down here by 11. So let's trim off this whole section here that we do not need. Maybe we probably should have pressed. I clearly am not a presser. Must have been an iron in a past life or something. I don't know. I don't like the iron. The fact that I use it for sewing is awesome. All right, so 18. And we needed, what we were working on, blue, right? Because we just did that one. So let's take this solid bitty bitty bob here and put him down there for 18. Okay, and then 19 is right beside 12. So let's flip this up, go over here beside 19, because that's going to pretty much finish off this other side of the bell, 19, 20, and 21. It's going to finish off the second side of the bell, and then we finish off the bottom. Okay. All right, so this one, of course, we just added a blue. We need to add a tan or gold or what have you. Let's use this little, I don't know, tan plaid fabric. I don't know what the heck it is. I don't think it's been in the Christmas quilt or tree skirt so far, but it's going to be now. All right, so that's 19. We'll flip that back, give ourselves that little fold for 20. All right, flip, trim, line up the blue piece that we want for that space, whatever it may be. We want to take a little bit more of this, want to take a little bit more of that. That's too close to that. Let's take this. Okay. Actually looking forward to my birthday, spending it with you guys. Yeah. Having some fun. I do expect to be sung to, so, you know, practice and la 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 la. Whatever you need to do. I'm kidding. You don't have to sing. Okay, now make sure on that line right there, on that between 19 and 20, that comes all the way up to almost to the top here, okay? It connects like 15 and 16 and 14, all those bubs together. Okay, so now we need to fold on 21, which gives that little bit of round curve to the top of the bell. Okay, let's line up our little double lines and press hard because I'm going through a few layers there. And then what else would I like? I think I'd like a little bit more of this tiny little swirly goldy bit. Do I have enough? Yes, I do. Okay, now, I hope so when flipped. I do. Let's just double check that. Not sure I have completely. Ooh, oh, just by the hair of my chinny chin chin. There we go. All right. Just. Okay, let's press that. We're so impressed with it, we shall press it. All right, so that's that bell, that side of the bell. Now we are on to 22, which is right over here. And then 23 and 24 and 25. And then we just get to pop it onto there. And that's it. And that is block 10. Paper piece bell. Not as in Beauty and the Beast bell, but another bell. Okay, let's try this beautiful fabric. I love this fabric. I wish I had like yards of this fabric. All right, so that's 22 and 23. Cut that extra off. Okay, let's press that. Get to the crucial end parts here, so you know, gotta get my stuff together here. All right, so that's 22, 23. It goes right along this line, and we want to use a goldy bitty fabric because we just used blue. Okay, and I like this. Ooh, we haven't used this one yet. No, I don't think it's really going to matter, but we're going to use it anyways. You can't see the teddy bear, but I like the little bit of star fabric that it's in there. Okay, so let's line that up on the 23 line. It does have the cutest little bears in it, though. Okay, so that's 23. Okay, clearly excessive. Sorry, teddy bear. Need a little sweater trimmed. Okay, now 24 right here. We're almost there. Appreciate you sticking it out to the end. All right, 24, and of course we did this, so we need a blue. Even though it's blue here, like I said, I want to still keep with the plan that I was working on. Every other one that I was working would be the same thing, or would be alternate. So let's take I like that bit of dark blue. Do I have a piece significant enough to fit there? Nah, I'm not going to stress about it. Okay, so here we go. That is more than enough to cover the whole space. now 25, the last piece. What haven't I used in here? I think that was the brown gingerbread man. Let's use that then. Where's 25? Here we go. 25. Last piece of the bell. Then we'll do a little stitch around and a cutout. Okay. And we'll put a little gingerbread chunk for the last little bit. Okay. All right. Now we have everybody in the pool per se. Let's just give this a little extra trims on the outside there. And do a little stitch around the whole outside. Maybe an 1/8 on the line, on the outside line. Just follow and stop and pivot if when you need to curve, because you're doing the top of the bell here. Don't want to shortchange it. You want to follow the pattern. You worked this hard already. Okay. Yeah, she's coming around the corner. There she comes. Yeah, she's coming around to me. Sorry. Leadfoot. All right. Now, okay, we take this and we do a little trimmy. If you had pinking shears, this would be a great time to use your pinking shears too, or some sort of fancy cutter that would add maybe a bit of a decorative edge before you applique this piece down onto your background. Okay, so we're just going to cut it out. Obviously not cutting on the stitches, we're just like really hugging the stitches, if that helps at all. Okay, and then that way it stays a nice solid piece. Ding, 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 ding. I hear the bells ringing, calling my name. Okay, so we want to put this on to the part that is the 11.5. Yes, okay. So I want it centered, or I am putting mine centered in the 11.5. I have my bottom of the bell. I probably should have chose something different now that I see the color on that. What do you say there, Pop? Probably should have been a different color. Okay, I got 1 leaf, 2 leaf. I got my little bell for the top, and I'm missing a green leaf. Doesn't take much to lose it. It was green here. I was in my hand. Okay, moving on. Okay, so it has this little tiny nub, okay, at the top of the bell, okay, and then it has the little leaves going around it, and of course, like I said, I just put a little heat and bond onto the extra bits of green fabric. It's a great way to scrap bust as well. And you can, you know, do your own flair. Oops, do your own flair to your holly leaves, okay? Want them small, want them big, that's up to you. Okay, so there's another leaf. And then here should be another one, okay? All right. Add your flare, get the cutter out, and then we're just going to press those where we want them, okay? And then press the bottom bell part where we want it, but I think I might make mine a little darker. I'm not entirely sure, but that'll be our block. Isn't that kind of cool? Isn't it awesome? like I said, you can make your holly leaves a bit bigger. You can make them smaller. You can make more of them. You can do whatever you like. You can have it so it's farther apart than right up close. It is at the very top there. And then, of course, the bottom, you know, it's up to you. And then, of course, this one, we want to make sure it's actually ringing. Okay. So let's pop a couple pins in there, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. And then I will get it all stitched down and take a picture. And of course, you want to make it as equal in the square as possible. Oops, that's just. Oop, come on. That's it. Poke yourself. That's always good. All right, there. And then these guys, we'll just put a little pin in. Keep them in place. And then when you're doing your stitching down, you can do the little, you know, vein that comes up into the middle of the holly leaf. And of course, fill in the block when you're doing the quilting itself, right? There. That'll be our beautiful block. Ringing in the cheer for the new year and this Christmas. All right? Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow on the live stream. Bye. Take care. I'm just going to stitch it down. It's easy peasy. You know what I'm doing. Have fun.